Hello everyone, and welcome back to POV Gaming here in Medieval Dynasty. On the last episode, I showed you guys how to make some easy money for the early game, and also how to first set up the basic settlement. On this episode here, I'm going to show you guys how to do a few of the quests so that we can raise our Dynasty reputation. What is that? Dynasty reputation is quite important for your Dynasty. So, in the base game, when you first start the game, you only have 30 Dynasty points. We need to raise this up quite a bit because it helps us with getting people to our little village that we're going to be building. On top of that, it's quite recommended that we get past a very particular chapter so that we can go ahead and get more buildings. Currently, right now, we are 4 out of 4 buildings that we can currently build. This is not the limit, though. And for us to have a proper functioning village, we need to have at least 6 buildings. And I'll show you guys why we need those 6 buildings once we can get there. So, during this episode here, I'm going to show you guys the first few quests. We're going to get past those quests. I'm also going to show you how to romance, or first starting to romance with women, and the tips that I found whilst doing this. So, let's see. Currently at 99. I got some wood spears right here. Now let's go. The mission that we're going to be doing is pretty early one, but it's kind of annoying. Alright, this is a chain of missions that is for the story quest. It's from a guy named Unigost. I cannot for the life of me know if that's actually how you pronounce his name. But we're going to take his objective to talk to Sambor. And Sambor is located deep within the wilderness. Luckily for us, though, he's actually not that far from our location. On the way there, though, I'm going to show you guys a few things that will help us out quite a bit. And also, something very important, though. Do make sure you have some sort of protection with you. Some wooden spears, or if you know where to pick up a bow and arrows. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. Make sure you have them. This mission and quest, I should say, will automatically trigger some wolves that come after us. I've never had the wolves happen to me before getting there, but it's always directly afterwards. And I'll show you an easy way to completely avoid being attacked by wolves, and a way to quickly do this quest line. If you do this well or quickly enough, you can actually get this really annoying quest line done within 1 day, instead of like the almost 3 days that it takes for some people. It's a very annoying quest, I will admit that, but it does help us quite a bit for our future. So let's get going. Hey guys, I'm not actually at the first spot yet, but I would like for some feedback. If you guys have any suggestions on how I can improve my videos, I definitely would appreciate that. I'm still new to doing YouTube, so if you find there's anything that I could do to improve the videos, I would really much appreciate that. If you have any suggestions for videos, or if you want tips on anything, please just drop a comment. I'll definitely help you out. So, with that being said, we're going to come up this road that's right here. It's the one that's right by where we put our base. It's right here. There is going to be a spot where this fence on the side here has been busted. It should be right here. Going down here, we will find this cart that's been tipped over, and we'll also find a water skin, free water skin. A water skin is very, very useful. Basically, it's like a water bottle. Just look at it like that. It can be drank from quite a few times before you have to refill it, and it's very useful, especially if you end up building a base that is not located near water, which is very unrecommended, by the way. But if you happen to be far away from water, that's what you do. Alright, so this section of the woods that we're getting to has wolves in it. Now, like I said, I've never seen wolves prior to getting to the mission. I was going to say, is that a boar sitting right there? But it's not. Make sure you have a few spears with you, just in case. Okay. Alright, so this is where Sambor lives. I believe. Unless the game changed it on me. No, come here. Okay, so we just spoke to Sambor. He basically told us that there's some wolves that are getting close to a settlement. So, what we have to do next is go back to Unighost. I'm going to call him Uni from now on. Just because I know I'm mispronouncing his name. So, I don't know if you saw it, but there is a wolf that's currently up there. Usually, at least what I found, because I've had to do this now 3 different times, is that the game will always spawn wolves up on that ridge. Usually 2, sometimes it's only 1, but usually 2. So, a way if you're not prepared to go ahead and fight the wolves, or if you don't want to fight the wolves, or let's say you already have low health, is pretty simple. You're going to hit escape, hit unstuck, and boom. You have now spawned directly in the woods where we first started. This is also an area that's great. I mentioned it before in the last episode that if you're trying to build a base, this is a spot that a lot of people end up going for due to that particular reason. Now, for us, what makes us great is by going ahead and hitting unstuck like that, it puts us pretty close to this town here of Gostovia, where our boy Uni is going to be chilling. So once I get to Uni, I'll tell you guys the next step. Okay, so you speak to Uni, right? Uni is like, okay, well, we have to warn the village, so that's what we're going to do, and I'll show you where that is. So if you look at our journal here, so we're going to speak to Dogobert, calling him Dogbert. He's located here in Desinia. Dencia. Close enough. So, how do you get over there pretty relatively quickly? Well, you can either go directly across like this, or you can utilize unstuck again to boot you a little bit up to here, and then go across. Because we want to try to get this mission done as quick as possible, I'm going to go with the ladder of going unstuck. Double checking my bearings here. There we go. You can see I'm already pointed in the right direction. We're going to go down this road and make sure you have a spear out at all times. Now, I never tested this, but I'm assuming that it's not the case, but I'm just going to say that I've never tested this. But prior to the mission where we have to speak to Sambor, I have never seen wolves that just roam around. It's only after speaking to him that I actually notice wolves. But that being said, I've never tested it. I'll actually test it, and I'll put a little text box underneath here right now. Oh yes, interesting, right? So, Senia. By the way, I just want to point out right here, we're right directly beside this lake. This is another great location, as stated in the last episode as well, to also build a base. It's not too bad. The only problem that I had with it, it's not really even a problem, but it's a little bit of a distance away from the other towns that I usually like going to. So, but it's this location is quite nice. Alrighty, we're here. Okay, well, early access is being early access right now because it's not telling me that I'm supposed to speak to good old Dogbert here. Okay, this one requires you to give this man here 40 logs. You might be thinking, geez, that's a lot. It is a lot, but here's the good thing. Almost all of the logs you need are already been, well, they're just kind of sitting around the town for you. And I'll show you where they are. First spot, next to the town, this little town square thing, I guess, where these people are. There's this little shed right here. These are logs. And I'm quite sure the developers were nice enough to do this because it does not count as stealing, even though most things would be counted as stealing in this game. So that's one stack right there. There's another stack right here. There we go. Oh, how many can I get before I'm too crazy heavy? Okay. Right now my game is a little bit bugged, where I can't exactly tell where good old Dogbert is at. Alright. So, you give the guy his his logs. You now have to find his wife. Continue. Alright. Our friend's little quest is done. I'm gonna go all the way over to Unstuck. Oh, look at that. We're gonna make our way over to Uni real quick and turn in this quest. Alrighty, good old Uni, here we go. Well, they're here to be safe now. Watch this. Oops. So yeah, you have to wait for the instructions, but basically you end up finishing that quest is now technically done, and it counted towards our chapter 3 here. Complete quest for neighbors. So you can see that doing this particular chapter gives us our 8 building limit, so we're going to continue on. Unigo Story says wait for further events. That does end up coming back later, so don't worry about it. We're going to continue on. And you know what? I remember quite specifically that there is a very, very, very easy quest that's located in Barrow. If I'm not wrong. I'm going to make my way over there, and then I'll show you guys the quest. And I'm also going to show you something else while I'm there too. Who is this? Don't worry about it. We'll talk to her later. I'll show you what I've been doing. But, right now, where is that person? You. I'm pretty sure this is the person I'm supposed to speak to. Can I help you with something? I need some crafting materials. Would you get them for me? Handyman. So we're gonna go ahead, check out the journal. Side quests. Deliver to Romand 3x logs. It's a hard quest, right, guys? Okay, buddy. There you go. It's probably the easiest thing in the world you can do. So, the next objective in the game is for us to hunt fox and hunt boar. The lucky thing about this is that both of these locations are very close to where our home settlement is, but it's getting late in the day, so I'm going to join you guys after it becomes morning, and we'll continue with that into chapter 4. Alrighty guys, welcome to the next day. So, the game wants us to do a few things. It wants us to build that lodge, but what we need is storage. You see here that we need food storage 1, right? None of technology, farming 5. Let's go ahead and open this up real quick and I'll show you what that is. Skills. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to go with the survival sense. Farming knowledge. Okay. So, technology, farming. You can see here that this technology is developed by these activities: plowing, sowing, harvesting, collecting vegetables, milking animals, and shearing of sheep. So, something very easy that we can do, and I'll show it to you right now. One of the things that you can do is kind of gamey, I guess, is you can just plow a field. Don't have to put anything in the field, and then you can delete the field. You can just keep plowing a field over and over again. Just delete it, bring it back up, do it over and over again. So, go over to, I think, is it building? Yes, it is. Farming, field. So, pull out your hoe, and then if we go under our tech, you can see that we're already gaining experience in plowing. So, this is not going to cost you anything, by the way. The game does tax you for having things like fields and stuff like that, but what's going to end up happening in this little town of ours, it's not going to really affect us too negatively here, because we're going to be rolling in dough. farming is a very, very effective means of making money. In particular, flax or fox. I don't know, or like yeah, like flax seeds. The guy Uni, he actually sells it. He's also a merchant too. So you can see right there we've already got it in food storage 1. Not bad, right? And I'm gonna actually keep doing this just a little bit because, like anything else, this counts towards XP. Let's go ahead and do that. Now, can you imagine you by yourself just doing this? Very relaxing, right? But imagine you had to do this, which is very relaxing, but then you're also trying to chop the wood, you know, hunting. It's just simply too much. You definitely need people to help you out for this. See, and this is why I went ahead and I kept plowing. Barn number 1 is something that we need as our next, it's going to be inside chapter 5 that we need to build the barn. So going ahead and plowing the field a little extra didn't do no harm. We now have, let's see, building, storage. You can see here that we have food storage 1. Great, right? So we need 8 logs. A little bit ahead like that. Alright, pulling out our hammer. We're going to start to see how much we're going to need. Alrighty guys, as you can see, we got our lovely food storage complete here. I'm just going to be dropping off some extra supplies that I made. Alrighty, so the game is asking for us to build a hunting lodge, which is no problem. It's not too terribly hard, but the thing is, we also need to actually hunt some stuff. So I'll show you under the technology tab here. Should be under here. So we need 50 points in survival. We currently only have 3, which is done by killing an animal, trapping an animal, fishing with a net, and a spear. Alright, so we have to get some hunting done, but it's about to become dark. Now I know where there are boar, and I know where there are foxes. Boar, they usually are in like little packs. They like to hang around with each other. And then with foxes, this is what I usually found with foxes. They're either in like little groups by themselves, or they're always watching deer. So if you're out there and you're having a hard time finding foxes, try to look for deer. I've never not seen a group of deer that don't have a bunch of little foxes that are just hanging around watching them. So that might help you out. Right now I can't do anything more because both of these are negatives. So, and it's nearly the end of the day. I do want to double check something. I have talked to her quite a bit, but I don't know if that's doing anything for technology. No, it's under skills, isn't it? Diplomacy. Oh, you know what? I get one more thing if I do one more successful thing with her. There we go. Okay, skills. Let's see. Romeo, 10% more affection from Win the Heart quests. We've never done the Win the Heart quest yet. But diplomacy knowledge, very important, guys. We're gonna do it because there's two things under diplomacy that are huge. Okay, one of them was this one, the frequent buyer, 5% or 5% lower buy prices, and one towards the bottom. You have the seller sell 5% higher, which is great. There is also the tax optimization too. This one's a work in progress, but 10% smaller taxes. You sure know I'm gonna go for that. But that's why I like going straight into diplomacy knowledge right off the bat. Alrighty, day 3, summer. Let's get this chapter complete. One thing that we want to ensure that we do have on us, actually before I continue running, just to make sure, I have 4 wooden spears, perfect. So I'm going to show you guys an area that is pretty decent for hunting. It's located just north of, what's it called, Barrel. It's located just like basically right up here. Very good hunting area. Now, something to be mindful though is some potential for wolves to be out there, so you gotta keep an eye out for that. Okay, we have some deer down there. Now, we don't need deer, but I typically find foxes always watching deer. I'm gonna see if this is still the case. It's not. I've never not seen foxes relaxing around deer, so let me see. I mean, like, seriously, there he is. Hey, buddy. Oh boy, they really improved the health points of the animals. I know that sucks, buddy. Oh, I got him. Why are you so chill? Way off. Oh, he wasn't even waiting. He's like, yo, I'm going down with a fight, buddy. I'm not gonna wait for you to do the first turn. Finished the main part of that quest, but let's see how far are we actually away from unlocking that that shed. It's under survival, right? Let's see. Killing an animal, trapping, fishing with a net, and yeah. Okay. We need 50 points. Fuck you. For those people who weren't actually watching my series before, at this point in my other settlement in fall, I think I did have a hunting lodge, but not much else. I think I had built a workshop, still unoccupied, and yeah, you know what? I had the house, the workshop. I think I just built a food storage and the hunter's lodge, but in terms of everything else though, I barely did anything in the game. Okay, so I almost have pretty close, hopefully. So creating a new settlement. I'm looking for good people willing to join me. Click on her. Sounds great. Perfect. So she's gonna make her way over to the village. So we can do this from here. Go under your management. You can see here Roberta, go here. We're going to assign a workplace, hit F, and right here. And we're going to assign her as a lumberjack. And that's it. She'll now do her thing. She's now going to be collecting us some wood. So perfect. So her being there now makes things a lot more easier in the future. For wood in particular. So another good benefit too is that character we have been romancing for quite some time, and hopefully we can get her to marry us quite soon, where she'll move from the one house into our place. So that's going to be great, because then we can get somebody else in, and that other person we can assign to one of the other buildings as well. Now it's fall, and unfortunately, because this guide didn't really leave me enough time to do farming, we're not going to really have much crops to be growing. Which most things are planted in spring. There are some things in summer, by the way. I think there is one in autumn, but most of it's spring. So we're going to need an abundance of food. So you got to get used to going out into the wild. So we need meat, and this is perfect because that's a 2-tier thing. Oh boy, that deer is glitching all over the place. That's a 2-tiered thing for us because one, we still need to do the woodshed. It's kind of funny in our journal. It's not tracking that anymore. There we go. we still need a hunting lodge, which is really, really useful. We do need that. Hey, buddy. Like, that's stupid. You know what? This needs to be fixed a little bit. 1, 2, 3, I think 4, and actually it was 5. One of them fell off. That's way too many bloody spears to take down a buck. Come on. It's a bloody spear, man. Like, dude, fuck you. Fuck you. Hello, everyone. Well, finally happened. I finally got enough hunting done to unlock the hunting lodge to be built. So, I have to desperately heal my guy up. There was quite a few attacks that happened. Things that were not necessarily my fault. Trying to save face here. But something that was quite apparent was the spears. They do need to fix that just a little bit. I had many occasions where my spears didn't do anything. Like they would ricochet off the animal. A little ding, like sound effect could have been played. That's how terrible that was. But we finally got it done. Let me go ahead and light this fire. What the heck? Cook, please. As you can see, we got an absolute metric ton of meat, which I'm gonna go ahead. I'm not gonna cook that much. That would take an obscene amount of time. But let's say 15 of them. Something I could recommend early on, as long as you don't get caught doing it, is stealing a bow from the settlement. So it's not named, but there's a settlement that's off to the left of the map. I forgot what the name of that town is, like Brinkia or something like that. There's a small little town that's out there that a few updates back, holy, the amount of stuff that used to be in there, guys, was crazy. But they still have, I think now they only have the one bow and a few, I think it's just a few stone arrows now. I should have bit the bullet and I should have gone out there for myself. Because that was terrible. Alright guys, fresh day. Oh boy, she goes straight forward, eh? She's right out the door. Boom. Ready to go. Another rabbit. So, hunting lodge time. We're gonna need sticks and logs. 2, 4. Okay. Hey guys. So, I think that's it for today. We got our hunting lodge finally made. We ended up getting our fruit storage done. We got our very first worker, who will hopefully soon be our wife. And from there, I think the next episode is going to be a continuation of building up our base, our settlement. We're going to do more houses. We're going to do some more quests. And I'm going to show you guys how to prepare for winter, a time of the year which is particularly harsh. Until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.